One of the biggest misconceptions about weight loss is that you need foreign diets, expensive foods, or extreme restrictions. Well, I am Ashley, I'm East African. I lost 34 kilos and I'm here to show you what I ate in order to lose all those kilos. Most East African food is naturally fresh, nutritious, and it's usually from the garden to your farmer's market to your plate. So most of this food supports weight loss so much easily. You just have to eat it the right way, and in this video I'll explain to you what food I ate, their nutritional benefits, and how each of this food helps you to lose weight. Sit tight, let's jump right into the video. I'm going to break this video into 4 parts. I'll be talking about the carbs, the protein, the vegetables, the healthy fats, and all the good stuff I ate. So let's start with carbs. With East African food, switch to complex carbs. Now, what are complex carbs? Complex carbs are carbs made up of long chains of sugar molecules. Because of this structure, your body takes more time to break them down. What does this mean for you? Slower digestion, stable blood sugar, better appetite control, and long-lasting energy. Why complex carbs are better for weight loss? Complex carbs reduce sudden hunger, prevent sugar cravings, keep insulin levels stable, help you eat fewer calories naturally. This is why they are recommended in sustainable weight loss, not crash diets. Without confusing you any further, let me break down some examples. I will start with roots and tuber, then whole grains. Let's start with the roots. First of all, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are very rich in fiber, vitamin A, and potassium. It keeps you very full, reduces sugar cravings, and it gives you so much energy. How to cook these best? Steam them, boil them, or bake them. I personally prefer steamed and baked. What is the right portion to serve them? Medium of sweet potatoes are very big, so a medium size would be perfect. It's enough. Serve it with some veggies, some protein, and some avocado on the side. Tastes so good. The next complex carb I want to talk about is Irish potatoes. Irish potatoes are rich in potassium and vitamin C. Very many people discourage Irish potatoes, but they are very good for weight loss as long as you don't fry them. Don't make fries, wedges, whatever method you use, mash. No. Just boil them, bake them with very tiny oil or butter, whatever you're using. Just keep it healthy. It is amazing for weight loss. You will achieve your goal with this. The next carb I want to talk about is cassava. This one, eat it in very small portions. I would advise you to use it as a side dish. It's very energy dense, healthy. Best to eat this boiled. Yams are also the other healthy carb I would advise you to add to your diet. It stabilizes blood sugar, rich in fiber. I'd advise you to eat this in moderate portion and a bit more often than cassava. Same thing with arrowroot, nduma, similar to yams. The only difference is yams are more fluffy and softer, but it's also filling, very good in very filling, very good and high in fiber. You need to add this to your diet. Also, matooke and plantain. I would also advise you to switch your rice to matooke. Matooke is very healthy, very rich in fiber, potassium, supports gut health. The chances of you gaining weight of eating matooke alone are close to non-existent. So I'd advise you to eat matooke more often. It's one of my favorite carbs now. Growing up, I never liked matooke. I did not want anything to do with matooke, but now I know its benefits. I'm starting to add it more to my meals and actually enjoy it. It's very good with stews, veggies. It goes with everything really. Now that we are done with our roots, let's move on to whole grains. With grains, let's start with our East African favorite, that is maize. We use maize for posho, ugali, githeri, and just eating the fresh maize, whether roasted or boiled. It gives you so much energy, very rich in fiber. Generally, the benefits of eating ugali are endless. The strength it gives you, endless. We make maize in many ways. There is no limitation. Eat your ugali, drink your porridge. Just make full use of maize. We love it in East Africa. It's very healthy. Do not limit yourself when it comes to maize. Maize brings me to my next point, that is millet. Millet is very high in fiber, iron. In Uganda, we drink bushera. Bushera is one of the best things you need when trying to lose weight. Just a glass of bushera keeps you full for so long, and it's packed with so many nutritional benefits. The millet ugali is very amazing. The next thing I want to talk about is also sorghum. Sorghum is slow in digestion, improves gut health, and it's better to just cook half a cup. I'd advise you to mix this with ugali maybe, because it can be very rough on the throat. I'm not a fan of sorghum. I don't like sorghum. This one, I will be lying if I said I used it. I never ate sorghum when I was trying to lose weight. The next carb I'm going to talk about is legume carbs. These come with double benefits because you get the carb aspect and also the protein aspect. So let's start with beans. Beans are very rich in fiber and protein. Keep your portions medium, moderate. If you want any meal preps, let me know in the comments. I will make another video with a 1 week plan. We start with 1 week or 2 weeks plan. Lentils are the other very good legumes you need. They are very high in proteins, low carbs. Portion size, I would say just like beans. Cook according to your normal, maybe a cup or two depending on if you're cooking for yourself or people at home. Any kind of beans, yellow, red, green, use them all. The next legume I want to talk about is peas. Peas are also very high in fiber and plant protein. We have covered complex carbs, legume carbs. The next carbs we're going to talk about are control carbs. These are fruits mainly. Let's start with pumpkins. Pumpkins are very low in calories, high in volume. These are your weight loss best friends because you can eat a lot. You could literally eat half a pumpkin and that thing only has like 40 calories. So don't look down on pumpkins. You will not gain a kilogram from pumpkins. Trust me, it's just water, really. You need this and it will keep you full. I would advise you to eat a lot of pumpkins generously. There is no limitation with portions or anything here. The next one I want to talk about are mangoes. Mangoes are nutrient rich but sugary, so it depends. Try to control your portion. It can be very addictive. I'm a victim of mangoes. I love mangoes. You just have to be careful. The next one I want to talk about are papayas or pawpaws. Pawpaws aid in digestion. Try to eat the seeds as well. I know it's very hard, but the seeds are what helps you with digestion. The next thing I want to talk about are pineapples. Pineapples are anti-inflammatory, very good for your gut health, very good for your skin. In all you do, eat pineapples, but make sure you mind your portions. 1 cup is enough. You do not need to eat a lot of pineapples. It could spike your blood sugar levels, so you need to be careful with that. The final control carb is the one I want to talk about. This is one of my favorites because they help with not only weight loss or control management, but it's also very good for your skin and gut health, and that is oranges. It is very rich in vitamin C, hydration, name it all. Let's move on to my other favorite, and that is protein. You need protein for building muscles. Protein keeps you fuller for longer. Here's a few example protein you'll find all over East Africa. Very affordable, sustainable, and yes, you can keep up with it. Delicious too. Eggs, fish, chicken, goat meat, beef, beans, lentils, cowpeas, all the legumes that I mentioned before. Let's move on to vegetables. Vegetables are very important because at least 50% of your plate has to be veggies, and you really need to eat what you actually enjoy. Lucky for us in East Africa, we have a billion type of veggies. All veggies are very healthy, nutritious, so I'm going to give you a few examples. That is nakati, skuma wig, dodo, amaranthus, pumpkin leaves, spinach, broccoli, cabbages, asparagus, okra, what else? Tomatoes, eggplants. However you eat it, keep doing that as long as you're not using a lot of oil. Veggies are very good for your gut health, very rich in fiber, low in calories, and they also reduce your bloating. The fourth part is healthy fats. Healthy fats are very important. Your body needs healthy fats as fuel to run your body. So here's a few examples. Nuts. The most common nuts we find here in East Africa are peanuts, almonds, cashews, and then avocado. This is so common. East Africans, we love our avocados. And then seeds are very important. Chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, name it all. Just make sure you don't eat too much of this. Control your portions, otherwise it will make you gain weight. That's really it. We've covered all the meals that help with weight loss. Right now I just want to give you a bonus tip. That is your perfect weight loss plate ratio. The perfect plate ratio for your weight loss is 50% vegetables, 20% carbs, and 20% protein. But for me, this reached a point and it stopped working. So I reduced my carbs as low as 10%. This is also because I'm not very active. My life is a bit slower, more gentle, more soft. This will not help you if you're very physical. You need more carbs. For me to work, because I'm mostly dormant, I don't move as much. If you're very active, please keep your ratio the way I mentioned it. 50% vegetables, 25% carbs, and 25% protein. But if you're not very active, you can reduce on your carb and add that to your protein intake by making this small tiny adjustment. Your weight loss will increase by 10%. Make sure 50% of your plate is sukuma, 25% is your grilled fish. Wet or dry fry? What am I saying? Make sure your plate is 50% sukuma wiki, 25% beef stew, and the other 25% matooke. In order to maximize this hack, make sure to avoid sugary drinks. Cut out sodas and energy drinks completely. If you're making fresh juice at home, don't add in extra sugar. Drink water every day. Walk daily. Be consistent. No extremes. Trust me, you will be able to lose up to 10 kilos in 1 month. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.